Alright, so und mit den Worten aus dem Song von Martin Garrix starten wir in den heutigen Team-Call. Ja, wir werden frei sein wie die Löwen in der Wildnis. Auf jeden Fall ein absolut geiler Track und ich bin absolut excited auf diesen Call, der heute Abend hier stattfindet. Leute, das ist wirklich ein Call, der nicht einfach irgendwie so ganz normal ist, nicht irgendwie ein Call, der einfach so jede einzelne Woche stattfindet, so wie er heute stattfinden wird. Es ist wirklich ein Call, der heute extrem speziell ist. Ihr habt das alle schon gesehen auf diesem Flyer, wen wir heute hier auf diesem Call haben. Der Call wäre eigentlich angesetzt gewesen für vor 2 Wochen, ja, aber durch ein paar Komplikationen ist das Ganze vor 2 Wochen leider nicht möglich gewesen, aber ich bin trotzdem umso dankbarer, heute diesen Call zu haben, weil Leute, ich bin wirklich unglaublich geflasht von diesem Mann, der heute hier auf diesem Call ist. Und zwar nicht nur wegen seinem Ergebnis. Ich meine, ihr wisst alle, was er für einen Rank hier bei IAM hat. Ihr wisst alle, was er für einen Impact hat. Für alle, die auf der Convention in Zürich waren, was war das bitte für ein Part von diesem Typen? Absolut crazy. Ich finde es deswegen so unglaublich crazy, ihn hier zu haben, weil es wirklich eine Person ist, von dem ich zu 1000% überzogen bin. Es ist jeder Einzelne hier in diesem Call und auch leider diese Leute, die vielleicht nicht jetzt auf diesem Call sein können und noch dieses Recording anschauen werden, zu 1000% so viel lernen können. Ein Mensch, welcher bei der Thematik Leadership alles verstanden hat. Ja? Eine Person, welche nicht auf diesem Call sein müsste. Leute, dürft eine Sache verstehen. Wir sind nicht in der Organisation von Matt. Wir sind dort nicht. Aber trotzdem nimmt es sich die Zeit, um hier zu sein. Trotzdem hat er alles möglich gemacht, um heute hier zu sein, weil ich sage es euch, wie es ist. Als ich vor 2 Wochen mit Matt gesprochen habe, um heute einen Call mit ihm auszumachen, ist mir ein kleiner Fehler unterlaufen. Was ist mir unterlaufen? Ich habe ihm gesagt, hey Bro, we have the team call every single Sunday on 3 p.m. Es war für mich logisch, 3 p.m. EST-Zeit in Miami, dann kommt er schon auf diesen Call. Was haben wir heute in der Nacht gehabt in Deutschland, in Österreich, Schweiz? Zeitumstellung. Hammer, oder? Heute Morgen, ich stehe auf, ich kriege von Simon eine Nachricht. Simon meinte so, hey Bro, haben wir an die Zeitumstellung gedacht? Ich so, Digga, ich so, fuck, scheiße, nicht gut. Ja, ihr könnt es euch vorstellen. Und im Endeffekt ich ihm geschrieben, hey Bro, ganz wichtig, hey, wir haben die Zeitumstellung, dieses, jenes. Und jetzt ist Folgendes passiert, er schreibt mir zurück, shit, ich habe da einen Call. Er hätte einen Call gehabt mit den Italienern und ich so, okay, können wir da irgendetwas machen und so weiter. Und er hat trotzdem es noch hinbekommen gehabt, seinen Call mit seiner eigenen Organisation so zu verschieben, dass wir heute hier mit ihm diesen Call haben, weil er heute für uns hier sein möchte, weil er uns heute hier auf das nächste Level bringen möchte. Und dafür bin ich wirklich einfach unglaublich dankbar, ihn hier zu haben. Eine der größten Inspirationen von Komplett IAM, einer der Menschen, von denen jeder hier in diesem Call lernen kann, egal ob es im Trading ist, egal ob es im Network ist, egal ob es allgemein ist, etwas für das Leben. Es wird so extrem viel kommen. Deswegen freue ich mich unglaublich stark auf diesen Call. Und deswegen würde ich mal sagen, lass uns eine fette Einserwelle machen für Mr. Chairman 750, Matt Rosa. So Matt, I just introduced you a little bit in German. I just wanted to say, hey, thank you really much for your leadership. Thank you really much for all the mentorship you give to us. Thank you really much for just being you. You're a big inspiration for every single one of you. And I would say with these words, bro, you can unmute yourself and the stage is yours. Let's go.
Daniel, my boy, I appreciate you so much, man. For me, being on calls like this and having the opportunity to serve people is my favorite part of the business. I love the sold out events. I love touring and I love the lifestyle that it's given me and I love the culture, but serving people means the world to me. I genuinely believe, Daniel, if serving is beneath you, then leading is beyond you. So I take this very seriously. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you. I want to thank Simon. I want to thank all the leaders out in Germany that are first and foremost trusting the leadership here within IAM Mastery Academy. You guys trusting me to be able to guide you guys. Like I know that the second level of leadership is the permission level of leadership. It's the most important part of leadership. And you guys giving me the permission to be able to do this is a blessing. I'm genuinely grateful. And I also want to say, you guys are kicking butt. Like you guys are doing so incredible in regards to leadership, in regards to production, in regards to culture. And I know for a fact that the best is yet to come with this organization. So it's an honor, it's a privilege to have the opportunity to be on this call with each and every single one of you. To those of you guys that are on this call right now, I hope that you guys are thriving and not just surviving. I hope that your Sunday has been incredible. You know, on Sundays, I try not to do much work. I spend time filling my cup. I just came back from church. I brought my baby to church for the first time today. So that was a beautiful experience. After this, it is Sky, my daughter's first Halloween. So we're going to take her to a pumpkin patch right after this call. But I wanted to make sure that I was here at home for this call. I wasn't on the road. I wasn't driving, and that you guys got 100% of who it is that I am. So thank you for showing up, and we're going to crush this thing. And by the end of this call, I genuinely believe that you're going to have a fire inside of you to go and take this thing to the next level. All right. So some ground rules before we get started. First, we got to make sure we're taking notes. Where are my note takers at? Let me see those pens. Let me see the pens. Okay, Luca, I see you, dude. I see you. Simon, of course, bro. Always on deck. Who else is taking notes? Jonas, I see you. Jennifer, I see you. Anatol, I see you. Jonina, I see you as well. The reason that I say we got to be taking notes isn't because note takers are money makers by any means. I was actually pretty broke taking notes myself. But it's because of the fact that we forget the vast majority of what we learn if we don't write the information down. And our goal is to impact, enrich, and educate the lives of 1 million people to help create 1,000 chairman 10s and above. And we do that, we're going to create a better tomorrow, right? We cannot afford to forget what it is that we learned today if we have the intention of creating a better tomorrow. The next thing is this. Each of you guys have someone inside of your organization that may not be on this call right now. For whatever reason that may be, it's your responsibility to be able to teach them this information, because in this industry, it's not about what it is that you can do. You could be the best speaker. You could be the best presenter. You could be the best at recruiting. You could be the best trader. But if you can't teach that information, it's never going to be duplicatable, right? And if it doesn't duplicate, then you're not going to get the momentum that you're looking for. So with that being said, what I encourage you to do is after this call, go and run a call with your team, teaching them exactly what it is that you learned on this call. And last but not least, if I say something that fires you up, if I say something that gets you excited, my German is not the best, so I don't understand what you guys are dropping, but I will say drop it in the chats anyways. Let me see that you're getting value, because the more energy you give, the more energy you're going to get. So without further ado, we're going to get this thing started. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Matt Rosa. I'm one of the top leaders here within I Am Mastery Academy. I've been in the company now since 2015, and I've been in this amazing industry since 2012. And y'all, it's changed my life. It's genuinely changed my life. And I'm not just talking about the material stuff. I'm not talking about the cars, the clothes, the lifestyle, the traveling. That's not what it is that I'm talking. It's changed the way it is that I think, right? It's changed the way I think. I was extremely anxious and depressed coming into this industry. I felt very broken and belittled. I felt like I wasn't good enough in a lot of situations. And I had a lot of trauma coming into this industry. When I first came into this industry, I wasn't married. I wasn't a father. Today I'm married. I'm a father. I mean, it's just, I joined this industry when I was 21 years old. I'm 30 years old now. So this industry has helped me become a man, and it's helped position me in a place where now I take care of my family more than just from a financial basis. I'm able to install certain beliefs into my family. Like my sister, she's about to hit P1000. My wife is a chairman 10. My cousins are in this. This is a family ran business. It's allowed me to be able to change the way it is that my family deals with certain situations, emotional intelligence, their relationship with God. I mean, just so many different things. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this industry. And I know that there were certain things inside of my career that I wish I knew then that I know now. I wish I knew back then what I know now. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it and not change a thing. And that's the honest to God truth. I wouldn't change anything. But there were certain situations where I wish I knew how to deal. I wish I understood where to focus. And I want to share a few of those with you guys if you guys are cool with that. Because I genuinely believe the best piece of mentorship that you could ever get your hands on is learning not from somebody's success, but from someone's failures. Learning from their failures, learning from their mistakes, learning from where it is that they did not progress. I think that that's the biggest piece of mentorship that you could ever give. And the thing about that is that it takes years. It takes years and years and years. And I want to help you cut that learning curve. I want to help you genuinely be able to learn from my mistakes. So with that being said, I'm gonna give you guys a few pointers, and then from there, we're gonna go and we're gonna implement this, because to know and not do is to not know at all, right? So number one, the first thing that I wish I would have focused on, and the first thing that I wish I knew then that I know right now, is that product usage is everything. Product usage is absolutely everything. Everything rises and falls on product usage. Allow me to explain. When I first got started in I Am Mastery Academy, I had no intention of being a Chairman 750. That rank didn't even exist, to be honest with you. I had no intention of going out there and traveling the world to teach people. I had no intention of speaking in front of these big rooms or on these pack calls where we have nearly 500 people on the call. My sole intention, my only intention, was to learn how to trade so I can make an extra $600 to $1,000 a month and be able to put that money into my family's livelihood. And for me, I solely focused on the products. I only focused on trading and the education portion of it. But then when I decided to start building, and I'll tell you why I decided to start building. I decided to start building because I know in order to make more money in the markets, you need more money. I don't know about you, but trading on a 0.01 lot size is not fun. It is not sexy. It does not pay the bills. I cannot get excited off of trading on a 0.01 lot size. It's just not it, right? I don't know if you've tried to grow your account on a 0.01 lot size with $100 inside of account or $200 inside of an account. But I tried that. And it wasn't exciting. So I knew that I had to go and I had to make more money. But where was I going to get this money? Because I wasn't going to use the money inside of my bank account to trade. I wasn't going to use the money that I was saving, the money that I was paying for my family's livelihood. I wasn't going to do all those things. I needed to use OPM, other people's money, in order to grow my money, right? So when I saw the compensation plan, I said, all right, this makes sense. I've been trading for about 2 months. I understand trading. I'm not the best in the world, but I understand trend lines. I understand support and resistance. I understand to an extent Fibonacci, and I was like, this is something that I know I'm going to see results in. I'm starting to see results in right now. I'm going to go out and I'm going to build it. And when we started doing that, we started building in Miami. And in the beginning, it was 2 to 3 people at an event back in 2015, right? 2 to 3 people at an event every single Wednesday. Me and Jason are there with them. And then we would tell them, next Wednesday, bring some friends. Let us help you get 2 and 3. So they would come. And then next thing I know, it's 20 people. Next thing I know, it's 100 people. Next thing I know, it's 200 people, to the point that we had to move to a bigger room, right? And I started to see massive momentum inside of my business. I started to see things moving. I started to see ranks popping. I started to see my back office going up. I started to make more money, and then boom, 63 days in, I hit Chairman 10, and I'm on top of the world. Like, I've never made this type of money in my life. So I'm excited. I'm leading an organization the size that I've never led before, and everything was revolving around building. And you need to have that culture, but you need to be able to do both. You need to be able to do both. You need to have real results from the product standpoint. And the beautiful thing is, it's not just trading anymore. We have travel. It's not just trading anymore. We have mindset. It's not just trading anymore. We have social media, right? So I back then it was just trading. And I said, okay, we're going to go out there and we're going to build. About, I would say, probably 2 months later, I went from a Chairman 10 to a Platinum 1000. I went from it took me, guys, 3 years. My first 2 years inside of the industry, I was a Platinum 600. My second year inside of the industry, I was a Platinum 2000 inside of my previous company. It took me 3.5 years to hit Chairman 10. 3.5 years of building this industry full time, 3.5 years of being committed to this industry. And when it finally happened, it happened. But then within 60 days, I lost it all. Now, remember, me and Jason share an account. So P1000 is actually $500 a month. Man, my heart was broken. My heart was broken. I remember my wife walking into the house and she saw me, and I'm sitting down and I'm crying because I just lost my business. I lost my entire business overnight. They went to another company, and I had to sit back And for a moment, I was going to quit. And my wife talked to me. She said, look, I don't think that that's the right decision. I stood inside of the game, but before I went to go build again, I had to take a step back and think about, as a leader, what did I do wrong? Because when you're a leader, you get all the credit. When you're a leader, you get all of the credit. But when things go bad, you also get all the blame. And as a leader, if you're not able to take that blame, self-reflect, and look at what you did right and what you did wrong, then you're always going to be doing the same exact mistakes. And the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again while expecting different results. So I didn't want to fall into that phase. I didn't want to become a leader that was doing the same thing over and over again and struggling from the same mistakes over and over again. I knew that I had to change things. And I took a step back and I said, Matt, if you had real product results inside of your organization, it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter what new company is around. It doesn't matter what leaders are leaving. It doesn't matter. If people are making real results off of the products, they're here for the products. I now understand that this business is going to grow with or without me. This company is going to go hit $1 billion with or without me because of the products that we have here inside of this company. Now, when I started to see real results from the products, that gave me an immense amount of confidence to go out there and talk to people about this business from a perspective that I had never spoke to them before. It gave me an immense amount of confidence because I knew that I wasn't just selling a dream. I knew that I wasn't just hyping somebody up. I knew that I was coming to the table with real results, results that I had seen, results that I put time into. We understand that this is not a get rich quick. We understand that this is one of the hardest businesses that you're ever going to build in your life. Anyone that says this is a get rich quick, I'd love to talk to them face to face because that wasn't the case for me. And, you know, I struggled for many years inside of this. I struggled for many, but this skill set was worth it. Now, this is a skill set that no matter what happens, you can't take away from me. Now, for me, my product of choice is cryptocurrency. I love cryptocurrency. I love community, right? So anything Web3, it just fires me up. NFTs, crypto projects, DeFi. I mean, it does not matter, right? I'm into cryptocurrency because of the community aspect of things. So I decided to focus solely on that. Right? This company is amazing because whatever your personality type is, we have something from a product standpoint that can take care of you. Whether you're impatient and you have a lot of things going on throughout your day and you're very fast paced, then you know what? We have TVX for you. If you're more slow pace, long-term thinking, we have SFX for you. If you're very tech savvy and very focused on the community and trying to get ahead of the trend, we have DCX for you. If you're into travel, we have TLX for you. Drop shipping, mindset courses, SMX with the social media courses. So there's something for everyone inside of this business. Before, our identity as a company used to be focused on the trading education portion of things. But now we are digital entrepreneurship identity. And I think that that's so beautiful. So first and foremost, I really wish that I focused on the products heavily. I really wish I focused on the results and getting people results heavily, because I think that that would have helped me out with the most important thing inside of this industry, and that's retention. It doesn't matter how much volume you put into the back office, and it doesn't matter how much money you make. The most important thing is not that. The most important thing is how much you're able to keep inside of the back office, how much you're able to keep inside of your bank account, how long you can keep the business going, right? So that's first and foremost. Second, I call it the bonfire effect. I call it the bonfire effect. So I don't know if they call it that in Germany, but you know, when you sit around a campfire and the fire's going on, you're just hanging out with your friends and your family, you guys are having some beers and the phones are put away and you're having just communication. I love seeing that. Like I'm into the outdoors. Like a lot of my chairman peers, they love going to the club, or certain people love going to places that you can do, like Dubai, where there's resorts and things like that. I love going into the woods and getting lost for a week at a time. I love being inside of a van and sleeping inside of a van on the mountainside. Like, that's just my thing. That's where it is that I resonate the most, right? That's my vibe. So for me, bonfires are always so special. This is the bonfire effect. Notice this. No matter how big the fire starts, we know that if we don't add new wood to the fire goes away. We know that, right? It doesn't matter if you're from Germany, if you're from Switzerland, we all build a fire the same way. So we have this massive fire, but then as time goes, the fire starts to go down and we got to throw more wood into the fire in order to reignite it. Here's the thing, guys. A lot of us, we start something that is absolutely huge and we forgot to keep putting wood into the fire. We forget to keep putting sacrifices. We forget that personal production is a massive, massive part of this business. We forget that we have to grow mentally. It cannot, the same thing that got us to where we're at right now will not get you to where it is that you want to be. The same thing that got you to where it is that you're at right now will not get you to where you want to be. So what ends up happening, listen to this. You turn a movement into a monument. Check this out. Let me explain this to you guys. You turn a movement into a monument. When you think about a monument, you think about a statue, right? It is a piece of stone and it signifies history. Oh, I hope you guys are ready for this right now. Simon, Daniel, I'm about to give them some sauce right now. When you think about a monument, it is made out of stone and it is based off of someone in the past. It is history. Right now, you have a movement going on. If you do not continue to feed the fire with new personals, if you do not continue to feed the fire with new sacrifices, if you do not continue to feed the fire with new mindset, with new growth, then that fire, which signifies a movement, will then turn into stone and become your monument. Instead, it's no longer a movement, it will become a monument, AKA it will become history. You're no longer relevant. In this industry, you want a long-lasting career, you have to stay relevant. You want a long-lasting career, something that is going to be here 5 years. I've been in this industry for nearly 10 years. I've been inside of it. I haven't done anything for 10 years. I haven't done anything in my life for 10 years, but I've been inside of this industry for nearly 10 years of my life. And the reason that I have a sustainable fire inside of my organization is because we're always adding wood into that fire. We're always adding new into that fire. I understand that yesterday's home runs aren't going to win today's games. Yesterday's goals aren't going to win today's games. I got to go out there and I got to throw something new in the fire every single day. You want a long-lasting career, you got to stay relevant. You got to stay bringing new to the organization. I don't judge my chairman inside of my organization off of their rank. I judge them about how many ranks they have in their org. Come on now. I came here to talk to somebody. I came here to talk to a leader. I do not judge my leaders, my chairman, about their ranks. So what? You're a chairman 25. So what? You're a chairman 50. So what? You're a chairman 100. How many P1s do you have in your org? How many P2s, P5000, chairman 10s do you have inside of your organization? I personally pride myself. Jason and I have personally enrolled. This means that we went out there, we prospected. We from prospected, we closed, and then we helped develop the most amount of chairmen through our link ourselves inside of the company. Personally enrolled chairman. That is something that I pride myself on. So the bonfire effect, the fire effect, is so important. It's so important because as leaders, a lot of the time what ends up happening is we fall into management mode. We fall into management mode and it happens. I just got out of a season of management myself. Guys, I'm always going to be honest with you because that's all I know how to be. I only know how to be honest with you guys. I just came out of a management mode myself. I was in a state where, you know, I just, for the year, I hadn't brought in any impressive ranks. And then I come back from Zurich. And then we go to Dubai, which was arguably the coolest vacation that I've ever taken in my life. Like sitting down, having a beer with the Japan chairman and the Italy chairman and the German chairman. It was just one of the coolest experiences that I've ever had in my life. You need to be at the next chairman retreat. Trust me on this. You don't want to miss it. But I came back from the retreat. I came back from Zurich and I was set on fire. And since then I've enrolled 6 people and all of them have done launch calls. All of them, which is going to lead me to my next point. All of them have done launch calls. All of them are putting their list together. Everybody is getting ready to launch their businesses. So your boy is very much in production mode. I'm not in management mode. I'm very much, but we're all going to fall into it. And when that fire starts to dwindle and that fire starts to get a little bit smaller, remember you have the skill sets to put new fire. You have the skill set to put new wood into your business and explode all over again. It's just a conscious decision that you got to make, right? The third thing that I wish I knew then that I know right now. If you're going to have the courage to sign someone up, you need to have the responsibility to launch them. If you're going to have the courage to sign someone up, you need to have the responsibility to launch them. When I first got started inside of this company, I was enrolling people. I've always been very good at sponsoring. I'm always networking with people, especially being out here in Miami. And I'm a talkative and very easily approachable guy. Like, people look at me and they're like, oh man, all those tattoos, sometimes I have gold teeth in my mouth. They're usually like, oh, I don't know if he's approachable, but then they get to know me and they're like, bro, I love this guy. Like, this guy is awesome, right? So I've always been good with people. I love people, genuinely love people. I love to help people. I love to spend time with people. I love to pour into people. I love to serve people. I love people. So I've always been good at enrolling. And there was a point, especially early on in my career, when I was around Chairman 1025, where I was enrolling people like crazy. I mean, nonstop. I think me and Jason right now are probably like number 20, maybe top 30 inside of the company for personal enrollments in general, customers in general, right? So we're always networking. We're always bringing people into the business. And there was a point that I was seeing so much success, and I was so focused on being able to add someone into the team and add someone into the back office. What ended up happening to me was that I wasn't launching them the right way. I would get somebody started. I would send them a welcome text, a few videos to watch, and say, hey, make your list and invite people to the Friday call that we're doing. I don't know if you remember how it felt, or maybe some of you guys are here right now in this part of your career. When you first got started, I was intimidated by this industry. I don't know if you remember, but that feeling of uncertainty, that feeling of not knowing what to do next, that feeling of there not being clear expectations. I felt very, 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 very nervous in the beginning. And we got to remember, that's how other people feel as well. That's how other people feel as well. So we need to take the responsibility. When I sign somebody up, let's say I sign up Daniel. The first thing that I'm doing is I'm getting on a call with Daniel. I'm not sending him links. I'm not, that comes later. I'm jumping on a call with him and I'm finding out his why, so I can hold him accountable, so I can understand what it is that Daniel is doing this for, so I can become emotionally involved inside of his goals, his journey. The next thing that I'm doing is I'm helping him set up a list. Then we're going to set up goals together, short-term goals and long-term goals. Then after that, I'm going to teach him how to invite. Then I'm going to go into the back office and I'm going to show him exactly whatever product he's on, how to maneuver through everything. I'm going to set up a go live schedule with him. If he's on a trading platform, I'm going to help him create a trading plan, hours that he's trading, amounts and percentages that we're going for, times that we're going to be trading at. I mean, we're going to get down to the details of that. And then from there, within about 72 hours, the first 72 hours, we're going to schedule his own private launch call. So now I'm not just going to tell Daniel invite to Friday's call. No, I'm personally going to do an opportunity call for Daniel's top 5 to 10 people. That way they see who it is that Daniel's working with. They see the level of support that he has. And I've taught him how to invite, and he's going to be speaking on that call as well. You see, if we invite 5, 3 show up, we're closing at least one of those. So if you're going to have the courage to sign someone up, you need to be responsible enough to go and launch them yourself. That is so important. You can't just let the system do everything, which leads me to the next point. You have to have a very high-tech, but also high-touch business. A very high-tech, but also high-touch business. There's a gentleman by the name of Brian Carruthers. He wrote a book called, what was that book called? Brian Carruthers, Building an Empire. He wrote a book called Building an Empire. And it's pretty much like GoPro Part 2. It's more in depth. GoPro from Eric Worre, it's pretty much GoPro Part 2. It's more in depth. It's more detailed. And inside of the book, there's this one part that he talks about having a high tech and a high touch business. What does that mean? A high tech versus a high touch business. So a high tech versus a high touch business means that you are very big online, doing calls like this, trainings like this. Your system is phenomenal. You guys have a great schedule. There's opportunity calls, there's mentorship calls, there's skill set calls, mindset calls, the whole 9 yards. But a high touch business is the one-on-ones in person, the coffee shop meetups, the culture days, the opportunity events, the in-person trainings. Because here's the thing, you can grow the numbers online, but you grow the culture in person. You can grow the numbers online, but you grow the culture in person. I think one thing that we learned from building this business during quarantine was that you can't build a culture online. It's close to impossible. Think about it. Imagine, Marco, if you're just there and you're dating a girl online for 3 years, dude, there's not going to be that specialness from creating memories with each other, from going on dates, from having a good time with one another. You're not going to experience that. So it's so important that we have a high tech, high touch business. I would say 50-50. You know, I do a lot of stuff on the computer, on my phone. It's phenomenal. You think I go on these calls? I mean, these tours to drive numbers? No. When I'm on a 4-week tour, I can see, you know, maybe a country every single 3 days. So I'm working with a team for 3 days straight. But when I'm doing work from home, I can see 3 countries in an hour, 4 countries for the day, 5 countries, and I can help mentor. So I'm going to grow numbers online, but I do those tours to spend time with my leaders. I do those tours so they can see that I have their back, to be able to create the memories, to be able to create the culture. And then we take it right back online. We duplicate, then we come in person again, and we build together again. It's undeniable. Think about this. For those of you guys that were in Zurich, would you have gotten the same feeling if it was a call that you did in Zurich? No way. There's no way you would have gotten that feeling. Even the leaders that were speaking on stage, we wouldn't have gotten that feeling. Daniel, Simon, while we were on stage, it was one of the coolest experiences. That was a dope panel. You guys are awesome. I got to know you guys a little more on that call. On that panel. But dude, that feeling was second to none. That was one of the best feelings ever. We could not experience that feeling on a call like this. It's impossible. So we have to have a high tech and high touch business. And then the last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with is one of my favorite topics. And I've been bringing this up on every call that I've been on. So some of you guys might even know what it is that I'm about to talk about. We got to up it. I wish I knew then what I know now. Up it. 2 simple words that'll help you out beyond belief. Check this out. To up it means to push yourself past the barriers of expectations. To push yourself past the barriers of expectations. The last few months, I got into running. I don't know why I got into running. I just did. I started running, and then the next day I wanted to run a little bit further, and then the next day, and it kept on compounding. And in the last about 4.5 months, I've ran 115 miles on foot in the hot sun in Miami. And what I started to realize was that a lot of the time that I was on these 5-mile runs, 4-mile runs, 6-mile runs, my mind was telling me, your body is shot, dude. Like, your body is hurting. Your lungs hurt, your back hurts, your legs hurt, your knees hurt, like, turn back around. But my body was able to keep going and keep going and keep going. You see, how we do anything is how we do everything. And a lot of the times, our mind, we think we're giving it everything that we have. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. The opportunities like this don't come around often. I've been in the industry 10 years. I haven't seen anything like this. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on a call. I've been here for 10 years. But a lot of the times we feel like we're giving it everything we have, when in reality, we're not. And I want to show you a quick exercise. I want to show you a simple exercise that is going to show you that we can always give it more, AKA we can up it. All right. So I need you to follow my instructions really quick. Just follow my instructions. I need you to raise your hand as high as you can. Go ahead. Steffi. Yep. Raise your hand as high as you can. Yep. Okay. Can you raise it higher? You can do better. Let's raise it higher. You see, here's the thing. The instruction was to raise your hand as high as you can. But when I asked you to raise it higher, you were able to raise it higher, and that became your reality. How we do it. Oh, I'm starting to see the breakthroughs on some of y'all's faces right now. I'm seeing it right now in front of me. You see, I told you, just follow my instruction. Raise your hand as high as you can. You rose it as high as you can. I said, raise it higher. You rose it higher. I said, raise it 3 more times. You rose it 3 more. But the instruction was to raise your hand as high as you can the first time. You see, inside of this business, we believe that we're giving it everything we have. We believe that we're truly, truly giving it everything we have. But reality is this, you can give it more. You can give it more. And that's what this season is going to take. You want to break new levels. You want to become that next chairman. You want to become that success story in your family. You want to become a self-sufficient trader. You got to go out there and you got to up it. Every time that you think you're tired, raise your hand as high as you can, baby. Every time that somebody tells you no, raise your hand as high as you can. Every time somebody quits your business, raise your hand as high as you can, because I promise you, you got more fight left in you. You got way more fight left in you. Now, we have an amazing event coming up in Rotterdam. I know Germany is going to be deep. We are going to crush that event. We're putting 15,000 people in that event. And it's not just going to happen with my team. And it's not just going to happen with your team. It's going to happen when we come together. When we come together and we collectively make this happen. Just like when we come together, we're going to bring this company to 1 billion. When we come together, we're going to impact the lives of 1 million people. When we come together, we're going to create 1,000 chairman 10s and above. And I know that your team is going to play a massive role in making that a reality. So I'm excited to see you guys in Rotterdam. And guess what? Your boy is coming back to Europe in 2023. And you better believe I'm hitting Switzerland. I'm hitting Germany. I'm hitting all these countries to come build relationships with you guys, to come take this thing to the next level in person. I thank you guys for allowing me to lead. I honor you guys. I love you guys. And I hope that the rest of your Sunday is phenomenal. I'm going to go take my daughter to the pumpkin patch really quick, take some cute pictures and enjoy her. But I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to be on here with you guys. Daniel, I'll pass this back on over to you, my brother.
Boom. Thank you really much, bro. That call was fire. I'm excited. I'm ready to push my hand more higher. I'm ready.
All the way up, baby. All the way up.
All right, thank you really much, Bro. And enjoy your Sunday, enjoy the first Halloween of your daughter. All right, Freunde, so das war's heute mit diesem Team-Call. Ich bin ready, Gas zu geben. Ich freue mich auf jeden Fall auf das, was wir die nächsten Wochen auf die Beine stellen werden. Lass uns auf jeden Fall diese Energy in die nächste Woche reinpacken. Und yes, hey, die nächsten Ziele werden geschmettert. In diesem Sinne, ich wünsche allen noch einen wunderschönen Sonntagabend und einen wunderschönen Start in diese neue Woche. Let's go. Bye-bye.